days without being electrocuted.
Ooh. Hello everyone, and welcome to Millennium Nights Turbo Jungle on Nerds with Dice. And of course our normal schedule starts on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. EST, where we play Riff's Ballad of Fates. And then on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. EST is Kingdom Hearts Dreams of Nobody with the Bardic Knock and crew. Thursdays is Beyond the Void at 8 p.m. EST. And of course, Millennium Nights Turbo Jungle is on Friday nights at 8 p.m. EST. We also have... It's not what I wanted to do. There. We also have merch. And you can find the link for that in the chat. Or if you're watching the VOD later, you can head over to the Nerds with Dice Twitter and find the link in the bio. We are short a couple of players tonight. Riley should be joining us a little bit later. But before we get started, we're going to have everybody introduce themselves, starting with our Red Knight, Cassie.
Hi there, I am Artemis, and I play Cassie Andrews, the Red Millennium Knight.
And Callisto.
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm at Vindifly on most things, and I am going to be playing Callisto Yu, the Pink Knight.
So, where we left off last week, the team was locked in a battle with Katos and a sort of cowardly little monster named Copybot. And at the very end of the episode, we put a face to Tex.
Yeah.
And yes. Tex got his Millennium Stone back and is there to help the Knights in their fight. But just as you're facing off on equal ground, Cassie, equal-ish ground. Yeah, you get a call from the professor. You know, in your helmet, the professor goes, "Cassie, we have a problem. Katos and Copybot must have been a distraction. Madame Helios and another monster are in Center Plaza right now. I need you to take Callisto and Text. It has been a very long day."
It's fine.
And Tex to stop her. We fixed the teleporter. If you use your bikes, we can teleport, or use your vehicles, we can teleport you over there.
from the scrap heap that I'm still, I believe, recovering in.
Yeah.
Um, like, like, all right, got it. Um,
I do not get to tackle the copycat that is currently shaped like me. Because the last thing I did was tell Tex that their thing was ready, and then they came and got it. So I'm still kind of hovering over the mechanoid I was disassembling.
Yeah, and like I think the copybot will like turn back to their normal self, not the planet from Monster 17 or Callisto, just their normal self, which sort of looks like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz, but
mhm.
bigger and clunkier. And it says to Katos, it, uh-oh, it looks like the gig is up. And Albin will charge into battle against both of them and tell you three to go. We got this. And
Um, yeah.
Oh, Riley's also there. I forgot.
Yeah.
I briefly forgot that Riley was also there. Everyone's like, huh?
Yeah, anybody? Sorry, that just reminded me. Does anybody here watch the now very old movie The Gamers? Have you seen that at all?
I
oof.
don't think so.
Okay. In it, it's a parody of essentially D&D, and one of the players isn't there, and occasionally they just have to be like, "Hey, don't forget about Mark," and then all of a sudden, like he'll just like pop into frame, like kind of awkwardly standing there.
He'll just be standing there like an
Yeah,
NPC.
pretty much, yeah. Um, anyway, so yeah, I will kind of pick myself up out of the trash heap, um, and turn to Callisto and be like, "All right, you ready to go?" And I'm like, yeah, I'm
Did
like,
I also get the message, or was that only to Cassie?
I think you would all have heard it, I guess.
Okay. Okay. So I'm like,
Because like it's like a linked comm unit that you all
yeah,
have, so you would all have heard it.
yeah,
it's like, oh, I mean, let's meet the spiky lady. Sure.
yeah, that's who you wanted to meet anyway, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. Um,
Bye bye. Bye bye, Copybot. Bye bye, Katos. We're gonna go meet the spiky lady.
sorry.
Thanks for the voice box.
Every time I think that I'm like, okay, I can handle Callisto's nonsense out of game, uh, I'm wrong. I'm wrong every time. It cracks me up every time. Oh boy. Okay. So yeah, I will kind of I'll be like, all right, Tex, can you cover the escape?
Tex is coming with us.
Yes, but I'm asking Tex
Oh,
to be
I see.
Oh
rear
the
guard.
tail.
yeah, I got you. And we'll pull out their blaster and cover your exit.
Yeah.
You're so cool.
We all have blasters.
Do we all have blasters?
Yes, you would all have a blaster.
I didn't know we all had blasters. You would do. We all have blasters.
But yeah, I will limp back to my motorcycle.
Well, if you're limping, I'm helping.
I mean, it's not
like,
an
I'm not
actual limp. It's a
Like,
it's
I
a
mean,
like
I'm not
a
making
It's a-
your,
it's
your
like-
limp worse. I'm providing shoulder support.
yeah.
There we go.
It's the Power Rangers holding
Like
your
you
side and
clutch your
going,
chest.
"Ugh."
Yeah, you clutch your chest. You
But
clutch
you-
your
but
side,
you
even
walk.
though you're not wounded at all.
Oh, I see.
Yes, that is. It's very common. It's also very common to lay on the ground and go, "Oh,
Yeah, your face might be a little bit dirty.
and you so you can get to your vehicles and
Yeah. Although I guess I mean, this is not. We are not. We are specifically not Power Rangers TM. So I guess I could be kind of bloodied if we wanted to.
Yeah. Oh,
If we
I
wanted.
mean, yeah. That's.
Yeah.
You
I
are
imagine-
completely fine except for a bloody nose.
Yeah. Except for a single cut. No. I imagine that any bleeding is incidental. I think it's more that I got battered. You know, like the sword got, or my not my sword, my like metal rod that I had been fighting with got batted aside, and then I think I got like kicked in the chest into a bunch of rubble, or something
Yeah.
to that effect. So, so yeah. So you said that we get to our vehicles and we can start speeding away.
Yep. And when you start speeding away, you'll find that there is now a button on your vehicles, and when you punch it,
There's a button.
you basically go hyperspeed and then show up in the plaza square area in the center of Planetary City, and there you find another monster. It looks sort of like if like an antenna, like a big one of them big old antennas you used to put on your house to get TV, was crossed with like a squid.
That's so cool. An antenna squid.
Yes.
That's good.
And on the ground is like a second version of the device that Copybot used to take Callisto's power.
Oh,
And there is a
more than that.
very
Oh, dear.
faint pink glow that is fading fast in it. And it's like a statue or a monument of some kind in
That means they
the
were connected.
there's like a statue, and currently it is open, and Madame Helios is pulling a case out from this open statue that it looks kind of old, like an older suitcase that is like hard leather.
Mm-hmm.
And
How is she pulling a suitcase out of a statue?
she opens it up, and inside there are 11 energy coins, because they can't be power coins to you.
Yeah.
So but these are specifically negative energy coins, and you can see that each one crackles with a different color energy. And she says, "With these, you knights don't stand a chance."
Does she still look the same as she did when she appeared in the changing channel thing?
Yes.
Hi, spiky lady! I've been waiting to meet you. My name's Callisto, and she holds out a hand. She just runs right up.
Let's see. I would like to. I don't have a weapon. I was gonna say I wanted.
You can definitely summon your you can.
Are you?
Can I summon
wait,
a blaster
did you
even though I'm not
transform?
morphed?
Are you...
No, I don't have the tokens for it.
Oh, did we
that's-
de-transform between
Well,
episodes?
no, I say because you were morphed at the end of last episode, we'll just say you're morphed here. So if
I
you
don't
want to,
think I was. I think that was specifically.
No, I don't think you did. I think you were kicked
Yeah.
into the rubbish.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's right.
And you
Okay.
never got morphed. I
Yeah.
morphed. I
Yeah.
morphed so I could ask Tex and the professor for help, but I don't think you ever morphed. So you just see like the pink Millennium Knight just like runs up. It's like, "Hi, spiky lady. My name's Callisto."
Yeah. Can I like summon a blaster anyway? Is
Yeah.
that-
Yeah.
Okay. So I summon a blaster, and I just want to take shots at Madame Helios.
With
Because
Callisto right up there.
I am letting my temper cloud my judgment.
Okay.
Good point.
Okay. Yeah. That's
So yeah,
Energy shots.
yeah. So like I think as Callisto is like running up, I'm like, oh nice, like Callisto's gonna deck her, and then like Callisto like is like, "Hi, nice to meet you," and puts out a hand as I'm like trying to shoot over her shoulder or something.
Uh,
Can
So-
I tackle Madame Helios down in a sort of like instinctive, protective
Like,
maneuver?
get down, Mr. President type
Yes,
deal.
exactly.
You
Look out, energy blasts!
like, I think what happens if you do that, you'll just kind of end up on the ground. So being Madame
fine.
Helios at this point so early, Madame Helios is a little more powerful than everybody else. So as a regular turn, Madame Helios can leave any scene she wants whenever she wants, and so she's going to just you shoot energy blast at it, and Callista goes to tackle her, and she
It's
just
like, "Sticky lady, get down!
teleports
Energy
out.
blasts!"
Yeah.
And like you hear like a ringing voice tell Signal Booster to take care of the Millennium Knights.
Callista's like sits up a little bit, like rubbing her forehead.
Yeah.
You could have told me you could teleport out of danger, and then I wouldn't have bonked my head.
Callisto, I need you to fight that thing.
Why?
I'm
Is a big? I mean, it's a big squishy thing with an antenna, but like,
I'm pretty sure. Okay.
are you the signal booster person? Ooh, what are your pronouns?
I'm like, I think I am. I would like to display impressive fighting technique by
Okay.
like providing like cover for Callisto to do this. So I'm just like shooting. I'm like shooting, making sure that the thing doesn't get close.
Callista's gonna be like, no, don't shoot it, don't shoot it. Wait. Let's try being friends first. I feel like Callisto is just Pixie from Pixie and Brutus.
Okay, so that yeah.
Oh, you're supposed to bite it. But
So
wouldn't
so
that hurt?
so so
That's
first
the point.
so first that's going to get
They do have a heavy turn because I used a light turn.
yes, but first that's also gonna get Callisto a light turn and a token as well, because that is definitely showing soft like showing a soft spot for someone or something for the
Oh, yes,
wrong
let's
person
just
at the wrong time.
Try to protect the evil mastermind person from laser blasts by tackling them.
And so Artemis still isn't transformed, and you run up here to try to cover
I mean, I'm just laying like covering fire. I'm going to transform soon, but I don't have.
oh right. Actually, I think you start shooting. So you start shooting at Signal Booster, and they get hit a few times, and go, "This isn't worth it," and I'm gonna withdraw the Signal Booster as well and use my heavy turn. And text will go to Callisto, and
It's just like, wait, where are you going?
like Tex will offer his hand and ask you if you're okay.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm fine. I mean, I got a little bonk on my head, but I'm fine. She like just like rubs her forehead, like I'm assuming she's through
over the helmet.
Yeah. She's just like rubbing the forehead of the helmet, basically. I was
Oh,
like,
that's
oh
adorable.
right, I forgot about that.
And then Albin will like overcomes and be like, like very frustrated Albin will inform you that Katos has taken Copybot and run.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is Katos' like turn, is that he's actually a coward.
Oh, I
So
like
he's gonna run away.
Yes.
Why is everybody running away? It's
like,
not
well,
fair.
maybe they don't want to fight.
But we don't have to fight. You can be in the same place and not fight, Cassie.
I know that that's true in general, but you realize that they're trying to, like, at the very least take over the Earth, right?
Have they explicitly stated that as their, like, goal?
So this time, like, Madame Helios hasn't stated
Any particular goal?
like any particular goal. However, this is Madame Helios' second time showing up, and that was her goal, was to conquer the planet for her father, who is like some big evil space general.
Evil spaceman.
Yes, an evil spaceman. Spaceman sinister, if you will.
So, like, we don't actually know that that's why they're here. They could just be, like, stealing resources and they decided that it was too much trouble to actually take over, but they're just, like, stealing resources and shenanigans for something else. Like, we don't know that.
Okay, but, like, it's still our job to stop them.
We
And,
have
like,
to
you can't
fight
just
them
be
to
like,
do that?
do you think we can just go, hey, stealer, no stealing 3 times and it'll work?
That wasn't. We could work out some kind of exchange if they need something. And then, you know, press X to diplomacy.
Well, I'm pressing circle to doubt. I just, sorry, I shouldn't be taking this out on you. I'm just frustrated because all of them got away, and they have those weird coin things, and they had a little bit of. It seemed like they still had a little bit of, like, the pink light, and I'm worried. Okay, I'm just worried.
That's fair.
Like, I don't know what they're planning, and so far they've seemed pretty willing to hurt innocent people.
Yeah.
And like I'm not. You don't have to fight. I meant when I said that you know, like, I'm gonna do my best to cover for you. Like, you don't need to fight if you don't want to. I just today was like multiple getting knocked on my butt, you know. But, like, for real, Callisto, it's okay. You didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
Do you believe me?
A little?
Okay, good. That's better than none at all. But hey, actually, you know, it's not all bad. And I turned to Tex. I'm like, we got Tex's thing back.
You turn to Tex, and Tex is examining this monument,
Mm-hmm.
and turns to you and says, yeah, and that's great." And he transforms back, and looks at both of you and goes, "There's somebody you need to meet."
Okay.
Hold that thought for like half a second. What do I call you when you're not suited up? Like, what do you want me to call you?
I mean, I would prefer Tex.
Okay.
Though at work you should probably still call me Sydney for now.
Sydney? Sid? Do you prefer one or the other?
Sid would be great.
Cool.
You got a text.
But yeah, there's somebody you need to meet. And
Okay.
when I first started out as a Millennium Knight, it was a struggle for me too, Callisto, and she helped me be a better hero, but I think she has some stories that might help us now. If you're up for it.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like stories.
So Tex takes you to it's actually a pretty nice like suburban part of the city, and there's some really nice houses, and he takes you to one of the smaller, more quaint houses on the block. You can tell it's a lot older. The outside has been like it's maintained, but it's not elaborate or anything. Like there's a couple of like garden gnomes, but they're old and they haven't weathered and haven't been cleaned off in a while. There's like a reef type thing hanging on the front door of this house that says welcome.
Mm-hmm.
And Tex will knock on the door, and it'll take a few minutes, but an older lady, probably in her late 80s, maybe early 80s, somewhere in there, opens the door. She has like a pink like nightgown and cap on her hair. And you can hear the sounds of a TV in the background, and she goes, "Oh, Tex, it's very good to see you again. Oh, you've brought friends. Everybody, come in."
So just kind of bounces in.
Cassie is confused, but will enter.
So inside, she will lead you
Those are just like older people have the best stories.
to a dining room, and as you go, there are lots of pictures on the walls, and most of them are older pictures, or of three teenagers, and they all, one of them is wearing pink, one of them is wearing yellow, and one of them is wearing red in every picture. But they're all...
And I'm assuming it's the color is applied to the same teenager in every picture.
Yes.
Of course.
And,
Gosh, I don't know who would wear red all the time forever. I don't know.
and in this living room, there's a big, or in this dining room, there's a big table with enough chairs for everybody, and a little bit of clutter, but not a whole lot. And Tex will find a place to sit, and this, because it's easier. Her name is everybody calls her Granny Oldham, and she will tell you to have a seat.
Listo sits but in a chair but does not do it correctly.
That's fair.
Is there a non-chair surface for Cassie to lean on?
Oh,
Maybe the
yeah,
table.
sure. There's a wall or probably a bookshelf or something.
Yeah. Cassie will also incorrectly sit, but in a different way.
Okay.
Cassie will lean.
Yeah, is there like a windowsill or something that she can kind of like prop herself up against a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a window. And she sits down, and looks at Tex, and it's been a while since you've come to visit me. What brings you here today? And Tex actually looks a little somber, and looks at Granny Olin. Goes, I think Madame Helios found the negative energy coins.
She did find a box of like coin-shaped things that were giving off lots of bzz.
Yeah, that's pretty well said, honestly. I don't know if I could put that better.
And like Granny Olin looks distressed at this, and yeah, that's not good. Is your team okay? Is everybody all right?
I mean,
Sort of.
yeah. I mean, we're missing one, but that was unrelated. Like, she ran off into an alternate dimensional portal, like, a little while back, and so, like, that was unrelated to the coins.
Yeah, we're
And Albin's probably not emotionally good, but
Is
he's
he ever?
probably physically fine. I mean, exactly. Exactly.
Hey, I don't think I've properly introduced myself. I'm Cassie. It's nice to meet you.
Oh, it's I'm Granny Oldham. Everybody calls me it. It's good to meet you too, dear.
Oh, and I'm Callisto.
And it's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I suppose Tex wants me to tell you my story, sort of.
Tex did say something about you telling us a story that would be helpful. And also about how you're real awesome and neat, and how you helped them when they started out.
Yeah.
Well, yes. And so my story.
I just reached my step goal from jiggling my leg with my
Yep.
arm on it.
Yep.
She says, well, much like yourselves, when I was 16, I was chosen to be a Millennium Knight as well. This was, as you can imagine, for me, a very long time ago. But
Let's just like over here being like,
Yeah, I
that
think
is so young.
yeah, Cassie's like that's the age of like Cassie's brother. Like she's like flabbergasted.
When I was 16, I mean, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with my life now, but the point was, you should not have that much responsibility when you're 16. Sorry, continue.
We wielded a different energy than you, I imagine. We yielded the Millennium Dino fossils. Me and my two best friends. And
You guys got to be dinosaurs.
yes, and we fought several villains in our time. But a villain named Maximus was the worst of them all, and he corrupted.
Sorry, that was an out of character response to the name. That
That's
was
fine.
not an in character response.
You're fine. You're fine. I'm just trying to collect my thoughts here. They they corrupted several knights in the fight against them, and it nearly cost all of us everything to defeat them, but we couldn't undo the corruption to the negative energy coins, so we used the last bit of uncorrupted Millennium Night power that we had to hide them away in the center of Planetary City. If Madame Helios has those coins, it means that she can use them to corrupt anybody with it and turn them against you, including your fellow teammates.
Yeah, I think Cassie was like halfway through the neuron firing. Well, not. And then, like she was trying to find a silver lining, and then she got corrected partway through the thought. She's like, oh, never mind.
I thought they were just gonna be like, she mega evolved herself. I didn't know she was gonna like yoink other people.
Do the coins, are they like one time only, or because there were like a lot of them? Like if she could
Didn't
she
she
like
say there
put
were
together a whole
11?
team?
Did I count that correctly?
Yes, there was 11.
Yeah. So like there's only 4 of us. Well, 5 now with Tex. We're
I was
having
gonna
enough
say
trouble
6,
with one
but then I
monster.
remembered that Moko was in the different dimension.
Yeah. So I guess I'm just concerned, like over. If she just like grabs 11 random people, we could be totally screwed. Sorry, language.
Oh, you're fine, dear. You're right. If she does that, you could be in big trouble. I don't know your Madame Helios.
I don't
But,
really either. She ran away before we could say hi. She just took the coins and then went, "These will make me more powerful than you, knights," or something. And then she went poof because Cassie shot at her.
But
And to be fair, she probably would have gone poof even if you hadn't shot at her. Anyways,
Delightful.
you have to understand that when Maximus did this, he used it to make us fight our loved ones, our friends, and our teammates. If it didn't hurt us physically, it nearly destroyed all of us emotionally. And if your Madame Helios is smart, she won't just give them to 11 random people. It's possible to do and could put you in danger. It could be far more effective to use them to tear you apart that way.
So all we have to do is just not use the coins, right? So like.
no, she's got them.
Right. Well, I'm saying, like, what is she gonna do? Like, throw them at us? Like, we just have to not use them, right?
That's a good question, actually. Are they like contact activated? Is there a magic word?
So, to explain it, because it'll be easier to just explain it like this. What she'll tell you is that if the coins touch you, usually what Madame Helios would probably do is sort of like stick it to your chest, right?
Mhm.
And that
Oh, like do like one of
Cont-
those dramatic punching you in the like palming you in the chest with a thing sort of things.
yeah.
I see.
And that contact would allow the coin to corrupt you, and
Yeah.
then you
So like
could
it's stuck, and then it like
use the power of the coin to transform and stuff then. And
Yeah.
until it's removed from said person, that's, they're they're corrupted and they're evil.
oh,
And
hi, little butterfly. Okay.
it,
Sorry, my brain immediately jumped to miraculous ladybug because it can corrupt anybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell our friends and loved ones and ourselves to avoid the spiky lady. And if someone is rushing at you with their hand outstretched, maybe block?
I think I think what we can do is keep an eye out for our friends and loved ones, like we hopefully already were, and in the meantime, we'll just have to be extra careful around any of her monsters. But I don't know. I mean, maybe this is me being overconfident, but I get the feeling that the monsters typically aren't smart enough to not just like use them on a random person or like try to transform themselves or something.
those are
I mean,
all
the
possibilities.
monsters aren't very intelligent. At least the ones we've seen so far, like Buster Buster and Channel Changer and Copycat and Signal Booster.
Oh, yeah,
Actually, they
yeah.
didn't really. Signal Booster might be smart because Signal Booster was like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
Listo, language.
It's a meme. Language doesn't count if you're quoting a meme.
I have no idea what a meme is, dear, but you're fine. You're fine.
Oh, it's a, and then she just like, never mind. Actually, that's probably not important right now.
I imagine that Madame Helios is going to keep the coins close to herself. I doubt she'll trust just any random monster
Right.
with
So
this kind of
we
power.
just have to be worried. Like, if she shows up, we know to be extra careful. But otherwise, if it's a random monster, I think it's gonna have to be business as usual right now.
The only one we maybe would have to worry about would be Copycat, because Copycat decided to look like me for a little while.
Oh crap! You're right.
Why are you laughing, Teddy? Why are you laughing, Teddy?
Because I totally didn't do that on purpose.
God damn it!
Yeah.
Oh no.
We're like, okay, so
It's a double trouble problem now.
yeah, it is. Okay, so we just have to be
God, I love double
careful of Madame Helios and also potentially anybody who's acting weird, because Copybot didn't know how to like act like people.
That's
Right?
true.
I guess we didn't really see that much of
Yeah,
them.
Copybot
No.
wasn't really good at being me.
No, Copybot was not good at being Callisto. He's good at looking like Callisto, but not good at being the person. They don't get
Yeah.
their memories and stuff.
To be
Yeah.
fair, I think it's a little difficult to be me.
Well, you seem to do a
I'm-
pretty good job of it so far.
It's a struggle.
Do you want to talk about it?
It's not really a thing talking about will help. It's mostly brain, like, too many brain go zoomies, and then it make it difficult to do things. But it's fine.
We can work on some strategies, I'm sure.
Do you have any cookies?
Oh, I'm sure I do.
Sorry.
Oh. Do, Does
Kat has
anybody-
been thinking, I wonder if the granny has cookies this whole time, and it finally slipped out of Callisto's mouth.
Oh, do you want? Does anybody want tea?
I would love some. I mean, I didn't do a whole lot of fighting because there wasn't a whole lot of fighting, but I am a little exhausted from all of the things.
Yeah. I think
Also, I should go wash my hands. Can you direct me to the restroom? I feel like she's got like
yeah, isn't she still covered in like motor grease or
she's
something?
got like a little bit like oil stains and whatnot. Like she hasn't got. She's been very careful to not get it on anything in this house, but she does have oil stains on her hands from ripping through the.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
just like
Just a little bit. Like I'm assuming she's de-transformed once they got into the house. So
Yeah.
like during the actual like everything else, it didn't matter because it was covered by the suit, but now it's not, and so she's like, oh, my hands are still covered in oil. I gotta wash that off.
She will. Oh, you passed it in the hallway on the right.
Okay, Cassie, can I ask you to open the door for me?
oh yeah, no problem.
I just oil.
Yeah.
She's just been
Um,
holding her hands in like this sort of formation, like very carefully hovering like
Yeah.
a half a foot above her lap as she's been sitting.
Yeah, Cassie will open the door, but like she'll like in an attempt to kind of lighten the mood a little bit, will like make like a silly overt gesture of it. You know, she opens the door and like does a big bow and like, oh, after you.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah.
Thank you. Now my hands are oil free, and now I don't have to worry about tracking oil in the nice lady's house.
Cassie, when you get back to the dining room, she has Tex in the kitchen finding cookies and preparing tea.
Tex is in the kitchen with Granny. Tex is in the kitchen. I
No. Granny's in the dining room. She sent Tex. It's easier for her to ask Tex to do it
Fair enough.
than
Fair
get up
enough.
and do it herself. So she will. So when you come into the room, there is, she will point to like a kind of tall stack of, it's like old newspapers or magazines, but on top of it is a similar hard leather case to what Madame Helios found, and she will ask if you can get it down for her.
I'm not in the room because I'm patting my hands dry. Give you like 2 minutes.
Yeah, so it's a case of what? I'm sorry.
Like it's just like a hard leather suitcase.
Oh, yeah. Well, Cassie's trusting, even though this is almost certainly going to go poorly. So yes, Cassie will very readily take the case down.
Well, it's probably got the good people version of whatever Madame Helios got, is my assumption. Or it's empty and that's where we have to put the coins and we gotta get them.
I'm just saying, old lady sus now.
Why is old lady sus now? When did old lady became sus because she had an identical case? Is that why?
Yes.
I don't actually. Oh wait, I do have a case in my thing. I don't think it's leather though. I think it's wicker. Yeah, it's a wicker basket. What even is in this? I think this is mine. Anyways, you guys can keep talking. I'm just my brain just squirreled, and I was like, I have a wicker basket in my thing.
You're just gonna go on a nighttime picnic.
And she will.
I think this might be a tiny picnic basket. It is.
And she'll have you put it in the center of the table and thank you, and we'll wait for everyone else. But
I'm
while
assuming
you
Callisto and Tex like finish their respective tasks at around the same time for plot convenience.
yes,
Tiny forks.
but
Tiny.
But first, Cassie, you do notice that on the suitcase is there's like a little emblem on it that is pink, and it is in the shape of a pterodon.
Nice.
It's like, is it a roar? It's a dino head.
Yes.
It's a dino.
And when Callisto and Tex get back, and everybody's settled back in, she undoes the little straps that keep it shut, and opens it, and it's facing her, and she says this to Callisto. I actually have something that might help you in your fight against Madame Helios. This used to be mine. I used to use it to help my friends. And she turns it around, and inside of it is a shield. And it's pink, and of course it has a pterodon on it as well. And she is offering Callisto to use the pterodon shield if she wishes.
Oh, it's a shield. I like that. It's pretty. She's just like gently, she's like petting the design on it, sort of. Just being like, it's pretty.
So, am I right in thinking that this allowed you to help out your teammates without having to be as aggressive a participant?
Yes, that's exactly what it did. It helped me help keep them safe. Civilians and everyone as well.
Are you really letting me have it?
Yes, I'm too old to make much use of it myself anymore.
I mean, probably. But also, you know what? No, I'm just gonna say thank you.
Like,
She's like,
nice.
I'm gonna stop trying to talk the lady out of giving me a gift. Stop
Yeah.
that.
Right.
This is useful. Yes, it might have sentimental value to her, but it will be actively useful. Shush. Stop trying to talk her out of it.
It's a baton pass, yo.
Callisto's gonna like very gently pick up the shield and like sit back down
So
and put it on her lap. And be like,
you
"Ooh,
you don't
shiny."
know all of the effects of the shield and stuff yet, but you do know that if you combined it with the power of your teammates, right? If you use it to help them by combining the shield with their energy, you can get some pretty cool effects. And what they are will be revealed as you do it, but that'll include things like the Rhino armor upgrade that Albin has and stuff. So,
And whatever Cassie's rise is going to be when that happens. Maybe.
but otherwise, Callisto, you now have a Legacy Millennium Knights item.
Nice.
I have a pink shield, and it'll help me. It'll let me shield people.
And
Yay.
on that note, I also wanted to bring up if I don't know if everybody got a chance to look at the custom turns that I posted in the
did.
chat earlier. You notice there is one on there that is, I put custom light turn, but it's basically a turn that anybody can use instead of being specific to your card. Seek advice from someone from a Millennium Knights team of old during a moment of hardship. So that includes like the professor.
Mm-hmm.
We already established Rich and Rachel from Albin's old days. It would also technically include Tex.
I'm assuming it does not technically include Albin.
No, Albin is currently on your team and
Yeah.
a PC, so it doesn't include Albin. But And if you really, really wanted, you could use that to seek out an unnamed former Millennium Knights member.
Okay.
Like, you'd have to come up with the name or a member that you already have whose name we don't know yet.
It could be either. Like I'm okay with you just being like, I learned this information on this old Millennium Knights member, and I want to see,
Yeah. I was going through the archives and
Exactly.
Archives, and I found this phone number. Or if I was going through the archives and I found this old video diary.
yeah, of Oliver Thomason.
Hello, Noodle.
So that's good.
There you go. There's your niche joke for the night.
And
John Johnson,
so
doer of job at place. Anyways, yes.
so Granny Oldham will be happy to, just she kind of told you all that she can help you with right now, but she's more than happy to sit and have company and drink tea and eat cookies with you for a while, and that is something you can do.
Yeah, I think Cassie takes the chance to breathe for a little bit.
Callista checks her phone and sees that there's like at least 4 messages from Yuxi and goes, "Oh, right. She doesn't know I'm okay. Shit."
Yeah, so
And like calls her real quick.
yeah, Yuxi, like the last time we seen Yuxi was still like in their car outside the junkyard, so like there was
And she
definitely
was
like
like,
you could
"What?"
see Yuxi in the background as everybody, or well, as Tex, Cassie, and Callisto ran out, jumped on vehicles, and then
Yeah,
hyper
did
speeded
Yuxi-
away.
Yeah, I think. Did Yuxi see Cassie like untransformed, hop on a motorcycle, and then the motorcycle turned red and like
Yes.
teleported her?
Yes.
I love it.
The one who's like most concerned with trying to maintain a thing and completely forgot about Yuxi. That's perfect. I love that.
And
Callisto had just assumed that Yuxi had gone home at that point.
I think Cassie was like, I got beat up, and now there's another problem to deal with. No brain, only punch.
No, no thoughts, only punch.
Only violence.
No logical thought, only cry.
Too real.
That is a TikTok that I just quoted. Anyways, I'm calling Yuxi and letting her know, by the way, everything is, nothing is currently actively going badly.
You could just be like, I'm okay.
I am okay. That too. Thank you, Cassie. I am okay.
of
Are
course,
you okay? They didn't actually tell me.
yeah, I'm fine. Like, are you still at the junkyard? Like, I seen your friend Cassie leave with some Millennium Knights, but like, are you still there? Or...
Oh, did you not see me? I was the pink one.
Oh, right, you were trying to tell me that.
I just like in the background. I think Callisto is just either not paying attention or not looking at Cassie. But Cassie's just like, stop, no, don't.
No, you didn't hear her say that she saw you guys leave.
That's true.
You
That's
just
true.
heard her say, "I'm the pink one." You're only
Yeah,
hearing
but-
my half the conversation.
Yeah, but I still think that you're like, I'm the pink one, and Cassie like face palms.
I was the pink one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh right, I'm not supposed to tell people. She's like, Cassie just face palmed at me. She saw you disappear on the motorbike. It's fine.
And then like it like dawns on Cassie, and she's like, oh no.
Okay, Cassie doesn't look so happy about that. Whoops. I'm glad you're okay. Um, if you see a spiky lady, or what did Kados look like? Wait, shit.
Looks like a gargoyle, right?
Yes.
Or a gargoyle man, try to like shove something at your chest. Don't let them. In fact, maybe don't let anybody shove stuff in your chest, because that's bad. Other than that, though, everything's fine.
Um. Okay.
They
Good.
they got
Good to
some they
hear.
got some weird coin things that if they shove them in your chest, then it can give you evil powers. And that's not good. So you'll probably be fine, but like I wanted to let you know just in case.
Okay.
I think Cassie is just dejectedly drinking her tea at this point. She's just given up on trying to rein in Callisto. Um,
Good choice.
yeah, and I think occasionally like gives a look at Tex like, are you hearing this? She's just giving away all the secrets.
I think so. So like, text will just kind of he shrugs because
Yeah.
he doesn't know what to do either because like
Yeah.
it was always kind of unspoken that like you didn't tell anybody, but nobody ever actually said that.
Right.
Like
Right.
it's not an
And,
official rule, it's just an assumed thing because we transform, therefore we must have secret identities.
and since we are distinctly different, but definitely based on Power Rangers. There is a thing. It is one of the tropes that the bad guys know who the Power Rangers are. For some reason, nobody else does.
Yeah.
But
Oh, well, that means Yuxi's gonna get possessed and be a bad guy because she knows who the Power Rangers are. I'm joking.
Well,
I'm
very infrequently
joking.
that's one of the tropes is that despite knowing exactly who the heroes are and what they do in their day-to-day lives, including like where they go to hang out and sleep, the villains
Don't ever do
always seem
anything.
to face them on even terms.
That's very honorable of them.
Yeah.
You seem a decent fellow. I hate to kill you.
Yeah, right.
the thing is like some of the villains, like Rita and Zed, if they were in any other media, you could see them using people's
Oh,
loved
absolutely.
ones against them. But for whatever reason, Power Rangers, they just choose not to.
Mhm.
Because it's a kids' show.
So like it
And
it
that's a
Yeah,
happens, but
little
it's
too
pretty
intense for a kids' show.
you're
it'll
not wrong.
happen usually pretty infrequently and usually very short term.
Yeah. Um,
Why does my cheek hurt? Because I've been smiling too much.
yeah. Okay. So, um, I think at this point we probably just try to get some R&R. Um,
Yeah,
like,
that
'cause
is
we can't do anything until monsters show up. So,
that is something you can
By the
do.
way, I'm having tea at this nice lady's house. She gave me a shield.
Oh, cool.
I
Um,
should be home soon though.
I'm
We're gonna hang out a little longer, and then I should be home for dinner.
okay. Um, sounds good. I think I'm just gonna order pizza.
That's fine.
Okay. See you then. And
Okay.
Yuxi will hang up. You can so you can still tell that like it's starting to sink in what you're
I
telling
wasn't
Yuxi,
kidding.
but she's still confused about
yeah.
like
Not quite there yet.
what's going on and like why
Yeah.
are you a Millennium Knight and
I ask myself that question every day. And apparently the answer is a magical rock decided it liked me.
I
It
think
glows.
but if I were to armchair psychologist, I think it's because Callisto is so willing to be forgiving and so willing to look for the bright, like the good things in people, and also the fact that she's not so like self-assured or like overly confident that of course she would be a superhero. Like that's why she got chosen, is because she's specifically like, you know, a heart of the team type person who is not going to who's not going to just like assume that their mission is righteous and perfect.
Right.
Oh, I'm bad at taking compliments. Okay.
So, on a like personal level of like your characters, I guess we know that Callisto is planning on going home and eating dinner with Yuxi and stuff. But what, like Cassie, like you have free time, and right now, like you obviously have looming danger somewhere, but it's sort of out of sight, out of mind right now.
Yeah.
And you have time to yourself. What do you choose to do? Like this could be anything. This could be like remembering that you have homework or remembering that you have classes or something. But
I think that Cassie will. I think that especially like today's, you know, like the recent, you know, like we lost a member and then like we almost lost Pink's powers and also like she got her ass kicked. I think that uh, she's going to train. So she's going to. I don't know if we have like any kind of. I can't remember if like we had like the clearing or something that we had our training montage in. But I don't know if we have like less what less inspiring but perhaps more personalized like workout gear or something at our base. And she's going to probably hit up Albin and be like, hey, we today was a wake-up call. Do you want to help me get better?
I think like that is definitely something Albin would take you up on, and like you'd get a message of like, be there in a moment.
But yeah, so Cassie will thank Granny Oldham for the tea and the hospitality and the, you know, the advice. And she turns to Callisto and says, hey, unless you get like a specific call, feel free to take it easy for now.
Okay.
And I think she lets Tex know that she'll be like training with Albin, but like it's phrased in such a way that there is no expectation for Tex to come with. And then she heads over to their base.
Yeah, when you get there, like it's empty. The professor probably has a class or something that she needs to attend to. So your base is empty, and like weirdly when it like get cold because it's like it's empty and you're not really used to it, and there is an area with like some like wrestling mats to like cushion falls and stuff, and a punching bag, and
I was just assuming you would transport to the training plane, but that works too.
yeah, there's like that's also something you can do, but there's, you know, a small area set alongside in the layer for everybody to like train and lift weights or something if they feel so inclined.
Yeah,
and
I'm like hitting the heavy bag or something.
Right, and I guess it's not completely empty because Charlie is there, and like Charlie still can't like talk, but Charlie is like up and walking, kind of,
Just
but
wandering around.
mostly just stands there like waiting to be told what to do, because that's sort of what mechanoids are for. Like they're used to taking orders. And
Ratter.
Yeah, I think I turned to Charlie and I'm like, hey, Charlie, can you like go into sleep mode for a while, please?
just because,
Charlie.
just for like show purposes, I think like Charlie would like lay down on the table and go into sleep.
Yeah, I think it's mostly just that Cassie feels uncomfortable with like a reminder of her failure, just staring at her.
Fair enough.
Like there's probably like a cloth or something you could pull over Charlie if you really wanted.
No, it doesn't. I don't think it's. She
Okay.
just needs it
Give
to
him
not
a
be staring
blanket.
at her expectantly.
Right. That's fair.
But yeah, so I will. Yeah, so I'm like hitting the heavy bag, and if Albin shows up, I'm sure that there's plenty of sparring where he ultimately kicks my butt a lot.
Yeah. Albin, tries to show you some moves and techniques, like weapon techniques, and we'll there's a lot for you to learn. So
Yeah.
Albin's trying to teach you a lot of the basics of everything, because the basics are very important.
You
Yeah,
need a good foundation.
that's true. But I think like it's clear that Cassie's upset, but she doesn't know how to like express it or deal with it right now.
Okay.
Valid.
Yeah, that. So you try to work through your
Frustration?
Yeah, I guess that'd be a good word for it. Through your frustration, by training and
Yeah.
such, and I think it
Kind
goes
of a
well.
common
Like you
way
do
to
pick
work
up some
it.
stuff, and
Yeah. Actually, so can I like eventually can I talk to the professor?
yeah,
Okay. So I think like after Albin, like runs me through the paces.
right.
I'm going to like after I've like cleaned up and refreshed myself or whatever. Presumably like the professor is in the base or something, either working on Charlie or trying to
Yeah.
figure out what to do about these negative energy coins.
Callisto
Yeah.
probably drops off the parts like after tea before dinner.
Okay.
Well, if Cassie was headed there, she might have done it for Callisto. She might have just dropped the parts off.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
I feel like Callisto would be like, no, I want to drop off the parts because it's for my passion project.
that's fair.
Okay.
But yeah, so I think Cassie will be like, hey, Professor, can we talk for like a minute?
And the professor has like a swivel office chair, and we'll turn around and yeah, what's up?
So I was wondering, is there like a reason why like I specifically was chosen to be the leader and not like Albin or Tex now that Tex is back, or like or heck even Callisto, like or Riley, like it just seems like
Not
everybody else kind of brings something pretty unique to the table. And I just feel like we kind of got our butts handed to us a lot lately.
So I guess first, I'm assuming you're using your light turn to
I am
ask.
attempting to use my light turn. Yes.
Okay, yeah. And so I will give you a token for that. And
I now have 2 tchotchkes.
the professor looks at you and says, "Well, every Millennium Knights team has had their struggles and their ups and downs and wins and losses, and it happens no matter who the leader is. But I guess, Cassie, do you not think that you bring anything special to this team?"
I don't know. It just seems like I'm kind of a weird choice. Like, I guess it makes sense. Like I'm all for the team and the mission. Like, I'm absolutely, ready to do whatever we need to, but it just, I don't know. Just seems like I'm kind of a weird choice to be leading people. And it seems like a lot of that, I don't know. I guess especially lately, it seems like we've taken a lot of hits when maybe if I had been better or if we had a different leader, we wouldn't have had all those issues.
I don't think the hits you've taken can be blamed on you. I know when you're handed the team, it can feel like that. It can be rough and extremely hard to handle. But you were chosen to lead this team because you are capable of this. And I think so far you have shown that you are at least trustworthy and a good teammate. And those are the kind of qualities that make the kind of leader that this team needs. Not just experience, not just the other qualities that you see in the others, but it's your ability to see those qualities in them also make you a great leader.
All right. I'll keep thinking about it, I guess. Thanks.
Yeah, of course.
I think the captions aren't working.
That's my bad. Google Meets is really picky, so if it's not on top of Zoom, it doesn't work. And sometimes I forget that it's... So if it gets clicked off, it doesn't work, and then I forget that it's not clicked. That's my bad. All right.
I was trying to wait until the scene was done. Sorry.
You're all good. But yeah, so I think at that, Cassie will probably go home.
And because you now know that that before Albin took over a spot on his team and stuff and became a Millennium Knight, you knew that before that the professor had been a Millennium Knight herself.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know the reason. The professor hasn't Albin probably knows, but the professor hasn't talked to everybody about why she is no longer able to be a Millennium Knight herself. But you now know that when she was a Millennium Knight, she was the Red Knight as well.
Okay.
Like it's something that you sort of infer that from that conversation, if that makes sense. Like her telling you like how she knows how it feels to be thrust into the spot of being a leader.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a reasonable assumption to make.
So yeah, Cassie, I don't know if Cassie feels better, but she feels seen. And will be, heading home to try to collect her thoughts.
Okay. So, I know we've talked about Callisto and Yuxi's. It was an apartment, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I know we talked about it a little bit, but what does it look like when, like, what does the inside, like, what's it decorated like? And
It's a fairly open space. Like, they have maybe a couple of houseplants, I think, maybe, but, like, not really, because there are 2 dogs and 3 cats living there. And, like, Yuxi is the one who takes care of the dogs, and by that I mean takes them on the walks. And Callisto takes care of in response, Callisto takes care of the litter boxes, like, and they have a whole system divvied up, like, you feed them these mornings, I feed them these evenings. So they have, it's a fairly open sort of plan. I mean, there's like 2 separate bedrooms, and the bedrooms themselves are like medium-ish space. They have like a bed and a dresser and a desk, and also a closet. There's not the largest closet, so like there's also clothes just like folded neatly on surfaces because putting them in the dresser is a little bit too much energy sometimes. Yuxi likes to cook, so the kitchen is always stocked with like spices and some amount of what I'm going to call cooking material.
Basic ingredients.
Basic ingredients, yes, thank you. My brain was thinking building materials because I was playing Minecraft earlier, but that's not quite how that works. Ingredients, yes, that's the word for that. Basic ingredients. It's got like a bright sort of feel to it. I don't know if there'd be a lot of pictures up in like frames and stuff. Probably not, because this is more a temporary housing and they don't really want to like put stuff up on the walls, because then they'll have to take it back down, and they don't want to have, they're being careful enough about the place because they want to keep their deposit. Yeah, I think that's about it.
okay. What kind of pizza would Yuxi order for the 2 of you?
That is a very good question. I don't actually know Yuxi's pizza preferences. I know that I tend to get pepperoni and sometimes other kinds of meats, and I don't like vegetables. So either the whole pizza is that, or it's half and half, or she got like 2 mediums, and one is for Callisto and one is for herself.
I'm having this image, right, of like a supreme pizza, but like half of it is only the meat and the other half is only the vegetables.
The one thing I do know is that there's absolutely no cilantro on it ever. Like they have a specific pizza place that they go to because they know that when we say no cilantro, they mean no cilantro, because she's allergic to cilantro. Like bad.
So it's not just like the soap thing, it's the like you could be in serious
asphyxiation.
Yeah.
Cilantro can cause asphyxiation.
You could get dead.
You could catch dead. Catch a bad case of the dead.
Oh God.
Okay. And
I
like
feel like I need to point out that Loki has decided to curl up in the spare chair and just fall asleep next to me.
Aw, cute.
so like you you get there and like uh you sit down to pizza and stuff and
Honey, I'm home.
um
Because we're
like
dorks.
you see will like make small talk and like purposely avoid the subject of Millennium Nights because she's still processing, so like if you try to bring it up she'll quickly change the subject to something else.
Pout.
Like eventually she will be ready to talk about this, but she needs a moment.
That's fair. And like Callisto probably doesn't even notice or mind because Callisto is the type that like it just will chatter on about nothing and everything. So like she probably won't even like bring it up unless it's tangentially related to something else that they're talking about. So there's a fair chance that like if Yuxi is clever enough about it, she's able to like go through the entire meal without a mention of it once. Which Yuxi is very clever, so she could probably do that.
Okay.
I mean, Callisto comes home with like the shield, like
Just like takes it out
Right.
of her backpack
just
or
like
whatever.
just like holding the shield and being like hee hee shiny. She's like, "Oh, I'll go put this in my room and then we can have dinner." She just like go and leaves it on her desk.
Okay. And I think with that, I think we're going to take our break.
Okay.
And so we'll be back in 10, 15 minutes or so. Maybe a little longer if we need it. So remember to get up, stretch your legs, drink water, do whatever
Hydrate.
you need, and we will see you then.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
All right, we'll be back. Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back. Apologies for the extra long break, but we are here. And we have Dare with us now, playing the amazing Riley. So, a recap for Riley. After Tex showed up, Cassie and Callisto and Tex had to run off because it turned out that this was also part of a distraction slash plan, and Madame Helios and another monster called Signal Booster were in the center of the city in a plaza, and when the team got there, they had opened up this monument using the pink energy, and it was revealed.
Oh, that's how they opened it.
Yeah, that's so like the that's why the extra machine was there, so they could open this.
Could have opened it this whole time.
Yeah, if you'd known it was there.
If you'd known it was there and also wanted to unleash evil objects onto the world.
Yeah.
Well, now hold on.
And so
We could have taken them down into the base and performed experiments on them to try and make them less corrupting.
yeah, and
That would have ended badly, but we could have. Anyways, yes.
Madame Helios had a case, like an old hard leather luggage case, and inside were 11 negative energy coins. They're just energy coins, but they're corrupted, and they can be used to corrupt people, and specifically Millennium Knights, and they all crackle with a specific energy. So there's one for red and blue and green and yellow, and then
And that there might be one for all 11 playbooks in the henchman.
yeah, weird how
Whoa.
weird how that works, huh?
I want to know what happens if you put an energy coin of the wrong color on a transformed Millennium Knight.
I hadn't thought of that potentially being a negative effect, but I don't know.
Like, which power would be dominant? Would they completely lose their normal power, and then they would get like the negative coin's color's power because it like overtakes it? And like, does that mean that for the time being that Millennium Knight's power is just completely gone? Like, it's not even like oh, the person's gone. No, like, because they were transformed when it happened, everything.
I think it might be more like a Lord Drakon situation where you're evil and also you have access to both powers.
That's strong.
That's OP. I mean, it's probably also OP to like square the power by putting the right color on the right person, but
yeah, and Tex took them to Granny Oldham, who turns out is a pink ranger from the past, and she told them about the negative energy coins and filled them in that like you don't want to get touched by these coins or they'll corrupt you and turn you evil. And Callisto was given the Pterodon shield, which is an item that Granny Oldham in her days as Millennium Knight used to help fight many villains. The big one being Maximus, who is the villain originally behind the coins. But back in the junkyard, before all of this,
Riley and Albin were fighting Kados and Copycat, right?
yes,
Bot.
Copybot.
My brain keeps calling it Copycat. Its name is Copybot.
Yes, and shortly after finding the coins, Madame Helios and Signal Booster, they didn't stick around. They got what they wanted, so they didn't stick around for too long. And neither did Copybot or Kados, which frustrated Albin, and he a
grumpy boy.
Yeah, he got grumpy, and he left
Classic album.
for a while, and he eventually does come back, and both Albin and Cassie go and train and burn off both their frustrations. But yeah, so it was also revealed that Kados is his weakness, his light turn is that he's actually a coward. So when things weren't in his favor anymore, he ran, and so did Copybot.
He was like, nope.
And then that's Almond wanted his chance to take down Kados, and they ran. That's what made him frustrated.
It was similar with Cassie, wasn't it? Because Cassie started shooting at Helios, and Helios noped out.
Yeah,
I think Cassie wasn't frustrated necessarily that the enemies got away. She was frustrated that over the span of like maybe a week or two, lost one of her members, almost got one of her members' powers stolen, got her butt handed to her by
that
the
was
general.
not her fault. The first two things are absolutely not her fault, Cassie.
No, if it makes
No.
you feel better, I'll bear the weight of the.
It's not Riley's
the
fault
weight of the
either.
Mocha
Mocha
one.
just decided to sprint into the portal. That's no one's fault but Mocha's. And Callisto nearly losing her powers and actually actively losing her on the interface, Cassie and Callisto were switched.
That's true, we are switched.
I just
That's
saw that out of the corner
terrifying.
of my eye.
Oh.
I can't beat Cassie. I can't.
Oh, I could be Callisto.
I don't have but my brain is too squirrel for me to be Cassie.
Change of power.
Right, I remember that the whole her powers being taken thing was also entirely her fault, because she just walked up and was like, hey, what are you guys doing? And Kados was like, hit the button. Copybot was like, this! Boop! Shink! Oh, that's neat!
Yeah.
She was
do
really.
that.
She was a big fan of it happening. She was very nonplussed by it.
Yeah, but
She's
yeah,
just
so like
unconcerned.
Cassie
Yeah.
wasn't mad that like an enemy got away. She was mad. She was like frustrated at
Collection of
herself that a bunch of things all went wrong.
Fair enough.
So
Gesundheit.
we'll fast forward to sort of where we left off, which is Callisto was at home, spending time with Yuxi and getting dinner, and Cassie had just wrapped up her training session that she had with Albin, and just talked to the professor for a little bit, and I get I don't know where you want Riley to be. Riley can be wherever you want Riley to be.
I mean, I could do some fun therapizing as the yellow. If anyone would like some therapizing, that, or I could go home and watch some. The plan was like, hey, we both dipped on each other for like going to watch a movie. Me and my that is the other thing that could happen.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if they're back home yet. Especially.
Impromptu movie night.
Oh, I mean, if that's where you want them to be, that's where they can be.
You
Yeah, no.
control them.
Yeah, no, we can. I think I'm fine with them being a little upset at me for being late, especially because they had to dip on me first. So they can be mad for the counter dip. I can accept that.
Counter dip.
Okay.
Sorry, counter dip just sounds like double dipping in my head, but like double dipping, but in a different sauce.
I feel like that would show up in Food Wars.
Was the movie picked out already? Like, did you already know? Like,
Yeah, we had a planned movie and
okay.
like I made food because they're like, I gotta go do a thing, and then I got the call that Callisto got kidnapped. So it's like I wrote a note saying I gotta go do a thing now. Here's the food. I'll be right back. Hopefully.
She got consensually captured.
Yeah, it was a lot of back and
It
forth.
couldn't be kidnapping because she was both not a minor and consenting, but
So, did you like rent a DVD, or is it like a stream? Like, are you?
Riley is Riley, and Riley is a little bit of a hipster.
VHS collection.
It is VHS. It is. I I will say it's probably some old esoteric anime that like 6 people really like and no one else has ever heard of. Like the subs were made by a friend, so it still has that like yellow fan sub like subtitle quality.
Yeah, yeah.
It's that.
Okay.
So I'm just living my dream right now. That's all.
So, and I imagine, is it an old like machine, like old player as well?
Yeah.
VCR.
Absolutely.
My brain could not think of the word for a moment.
To be fair, no one's had to think about a VCR for a long time.
I think actually I would ask my mother, but I think she has her headphones on because she is currently translating something for a slightly obscure Japanese musical. She's like writing subtitles for it right now. But I think we still have a VCR.
God, I'm sorry. I'm just.
We definitely have
delightful.
VHS tapes. Hi, Magic. We miss you. We made Albin be grumpy. I hope you are proud. Also, Callisto's a disaster, but you know that.
I think this is like it's an old enough VCR that like it's just paused, so it's just on the screen. Like there's no like waiting screen that pops up or anything.
Nope. It's just like the little static lines going down, frozen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so bad for your VHS. It's so bad for them to just be paused like that.
Like it wasn't the plan, but things took longer than necessary. They came home and they ate and they thought they'd get it set up, and then but after a while it's just been sitting there for a while. But Riley walks in and it's just sitting there, and there's one bowl of I imagine by now cold-ish stir fry, and
Question is, are you going to microwave it or put it back on the stove?
I'm gonna put it back on the
cold.
stove. Eating it cold is an energy too. I was gonna,
Fair.
yeah, I might eat it cold. I'm tired. I think I'm gonna eat it cold actually.
It's a vibe.
Fighting katas was exhausting.
okay. And they just. So wait, what happened to you?
Got caught. A friend needed a ride home, and they didn't really have any solid transportation, so I had to go pick him up real quick.
It seemed like from your note you didn't plan on being gone so long.
Yeah, no. We ran into a couple of hiccups along the way, but yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know it's really hard for either of us to get any time anymore, so I apologize.
But while you're here, while you were gone, I did get a phone call. Like I got some important news. That big downtown gallery soak.
Yeah.
They want me to what's it called? Present as the main artist for their big summer charity thing.
Oh. Yeah, I think there's the quiet like I'm like, do we need to go get like something to celebrate? Because like I mean, if you run with me, then I definitely won't be late again. But like, we can go or we can go somewhere fancier, like, or do something to celebrate, because that's a big deal.
It is. I think we still got some beer in the fridge, but I've been looking forward to watching this anime since we found it in that thrift store. So I would much rather just do that.
Honestly,
Because otherwise we
no.
might not get a chance for weeks at least.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, no. Yeah. All right. So, I'll at least order some some decent cheap food while we're like get it started, and then we'll just go and grab it. Like, yeah, I think for the first time in a while, you can see just instant relief wash off of Riley. Like they've been so tired and they need to recharge their batteries a little bit. But yeah, thank you for being so understanding, and congratulations again. I'm so happy for you.
And I imagine like what happens is like all that information, all that recap happens. Like you get that, like you talk about this and you sit down on the couch and then you get like a text stream like, so all this happened while you were gone, and this anime, like I guess what's the like themes of this anime that's.
Have you ever watched Mushishi?
No, I don't watch a
Okay.
lot of anime
All
personally,
right.
so
Mushishi is an anime of just like a dude just sort of goes around and interacts with nature spirits. It's very, very low key and very low conflict. And like every person I know who's a fan of it, there's 12 of them, but they love it to death. And I think it's that sort of that sort of energy where it's like, yeah, this thing is barely any conflict. It's mostly just really pretty visuals.
Super pastoral.
Yeah. That's the entire energy.
I guess it because it's older. I feel like I want to ask: is it hand drawn animation?
This fictional version will certainly be.
Okay, so is that being artists? Is that why you were really excited to watch this?
Yep. Yeah, no, big visual ref, visual inspiration. I think these two became friends over like a shared love of art. They're probably the two garbage like kids who would just sit and doodle, and like that just became a lifelong like friendly rivalry of art.
Trying to think if there's anything I want to ask. Well, I guess does Riley reply to this text stream? Does Riley say anything about like all this information that they got updated with?
I think, yeah, probably. No, I think Riley's doing that thing of like quick text of like okay, and like so I to try to stay as invested as possible. So they're like, oh yeah, no, wow, weird, okay, like a lot of one word text, not clearly distracted and trying not to spinning too many plates at once. The Riley Musa story. So yeah, I believe that's exactly what they're doing, is trying to focus on both things at once.
Right. It's just the it's sort of the I don't want anybody to feel like I'm not listening to them, but
That
I'm
is Riley's
also
greatest flaw. Yes, that at all times.
okay.
Oof. Oh man.
Does Artemis Cassie eventually
It's
go
okay.
home?
My real name feels made up. Don't worry about it.
I mean, same.
Does
People
Cassie
assume-
eventually go home?
Actually, no, Cat's not technically my real name. I'm shutting up.
Yeah, so Cassie eventually, so after after the talk with the professor, I think she went home.
Okay. Um, when you get home, like it's a little bit later, but nobody's home, which is maybe not entirely unusual now that your brother's in college as well.
Yeah, well, I think if I remember correctly, Cassie, she doesn't live like with her folks.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I think originally I said that she like lived off campus or something, but like close to campus.
That's right. That's right. That sounds familiar. Okay. Um, I guess what does it what does it look like for Cassie where
Uh, like very clearly there are multiple college kids who live in this space.
Okay.
Like just very like things are messy and like the uh there's like probably too many like takeout boxes like kind of piled up next to their trash, and um there's like stacks of like various textbooks just kind of here and there, um in various kind of states of like study corner, um nesting. um there's like a relatively large but like clearly like either old or cheap or something like TV in their living room with like a ratty couch. um
Okay. Do does Cassie know her roommates well, or
I'd say she doesn't know them super well. I think that it's one of those things where she I think through her parents she pays for like the majority of the rent. Like I think that she has like the most space in the apartment, and also she's like, I feel like she doesn't go home for the summer. Like she doesn't really go home for like breaks.
even though it's like across town?
Yeah. Just because like it's easier for her to just, it's easier for like her family anyway for her to just like have a lease than it is
Right.
for her to like have to deal with like the constant moving.
Okay.
And she's like the like unremarkable middle kid, so she like doesn't have like her parents don't have like a ton of attention on her.
You did mention that, yeah.
Yeah. And I think she uses it as like a way to like she hosts parties occasionally, and like now that her brother is in college, she like she's like offered it as a place for him to crash if he just doesn't want to go back to their parents' place.
Okay. And so imagine it's just a lot of you and your roommates breezing past each other as everybody runs off to their various obligations.
Yeah, I think that like it's not that she and her roommates don't get along, it's just that like they got their own stuff going on, and this is definitely like a living arrangement of convenience rather than like these are friends who decided to live together.
Okay.
Like I imagine that most of her roommates, so I mean she's only 21, so it's not like she's been doing this for a really long time, but I'd say that the people that she lived with her like sophomore year she no longer lives with. Like they like found a different setup. So like this is like a new group of people, and presumably next year when she should be a senior, she'll have again a different group of people, or at least one or two of them will have moved out and done something different.
Okay. So you get home, and I think well, like somebody was definitely trying to do like their science homework in the living room,
Oh no.
and there's like a small mess in there, and for whatever reason they haven't found the time to clean it up. But there is like definitely some like foam on the coffee table.
Yeah. I think Cassie almost walks by it, right? And then she's like, ah, shit, that's my coffee table. Um, she like almost forgets that like this is actually kind of her place, um, and goes to like, she'll like put her stuff down and she will clean up any overt mess from this science spectacular.
There's probably like somebody probably also forgot that their like homework was underneath. So there's like
Oh,
somebody's
no.
homework definitely got wet and stuff like.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And
Yeah, it's just like, oh, they're gonna have to redo those problem sets.
um but like otherwise it's pretty like it's pretty normal and it's pretty quiet, which is probably a bit of a relief over
Yeah.
how things have been lately.
Yeah. See, if I remember correctly, Cassie got interrupted in the middle of pizza with Ryan.
Yeah, you pizza and Smash Brothers.
Yeah, so
And he was like, yeah, it's fine. I have homework I should be doing.
yeah, Cassie was just like, I have a group project. Pro tip, she did not. Um, and so yeah, I think I don't know. I'm sure she has leftovers or something simple that she can throw together from a very sparse fridge.
Yeah, it's probably like some leftover takeout or something. You know,
Yeah, or
that's
you know, like she does cook occasionally, but I think she's the type of I think she did the math and she figured out that she can typically spend less on food if she just like orders a lot of cheap food from like that one, you know, takeout place or whatever.
and
You
then
know, so
just
she
spread it
gets
out.
like, you know, 3 to 4 meals worth of food from, you know, Crazy Dan's, you know, all night sandwich shop or whatever.
Meal
And
prep right there.
yeah, and you know, like she could probably, if she really did budgeting, she could probably have much healthier food and also like probably ultimately spend less money. But
But this
the
is
amount of
also
like,
easier.
yeah, the amount of energy that requires, and like the fact that like the food will arrive fully cooked on her doorstep, and then it also like, you know, sits in the fridge like for a few days without going, you know, without going horrific. Like, and if anybody gives her crap, she's just like, better than ramen.
And I think like
Ramen is not particularly good for you. That's
Like this-
fair.
like this sandwich shop, like it's probably not the most healthy, but it's not the worst thing. And like in the like show we can see the sign for like knuckle burger like through your window because it's across the street on like the campus. So like you haven't been going across the street every day and getting a burger from this fast food place. So like you're like, you know, I feel good about that.
Yeah. She I think Cassie's aware that like she has like more money than like you're just random person, because she's like, yeah, like I have the freedom to like change my major all the time, and also like, you know, my parents like help pay for this place and whatnot, but like, you know, so I think she's aware of it, she just doesn't know how to like use it in a way that's more equitable, so she just like uses it for convenience and doesn't flaunt it, you know.
Okay. I don't know if we talked about this before. Does Cassie have her own like income, like her own job,
um
or is she just going to college?
I think she's just going to college. I think she occasionally will like run an odd job or something for somebody for like, if she needs some cash on hand. But I think that she gets like a stipend or something from her parents. Like she essentially gets an allowance. Um, and she keeps her expenses ultimately pretty low in terms of like what she could be doing. So she takes, so she like makes the money that she gets go farther. Um, like she's aware that she has a privileged financial position, and she's trying really hard not to like make it a problem, I guess, is the main thing.
Okay. All right. So, and then Callisto, like, on an average, like, quiet night, like, after eating dinner and stuff, like, what would you and Yuxi do?
Well, Yuxi would probably be on call not too long after dinner. Because she like works the night shift as one of those support people at a company where for like credit card fraud and whatnot. So like she gets to have people call her at 2 in the morning and be like, "My card ain't working," and she gets to be like, "Okay, give me the details so I can check your account." And they're like, "How do I know you're not a scammer?"
Because you called me.
You called me. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, Callisto usually like will spend time like staying up like and we'll stay up to a moderately late time depending on like what time she has to work the next day. But she'll tend to chill in the same room, and if Yuxi has a particularly stupid call, uh, then after she hangs up, she can turn around and say everything that she wanted to say but wasn't allowed to because customer service. She can just get it hell out and be like, "Listen, this man was trying to tell me not to close the account when it belonged to his mother who is now dead. That is fraud! That is fraud." That's
Yeah.
yes, this is a real thing that happened.
I believe it. Your stories always have the most enough detail that I will never question any of them.
Real things that happen, folks. Yeah, so she'll like hang out with her. If the dogs decide to be really annoying, she will like take the dogs out like as a concession. Like, okay, you're working, and I know usually you take care of the dogs, but like right now, Evie really, really needs to go out because otherwise she will like shred something.
Right.
So I will take the dogs out so they stop barking in the background of your calls, sort of thing. And yeah, she basically kind of just chills. She'll probably play like some game on her Switch when Yuxi's actually got work to do, and just kind of hang out. And eventually she'll go to bed, and take Loki with her. And if one of the other cats wants to come sleep with her, then they can. The dogs cannot, because the dogs are very much Yuxi's dogs, and she knows that even if they decide they want to lay down with a human, as soon as Yuxi's done with work, they're gonna get up and leave. And so she's like, "Nah, you're gonna wake me up when you do that, so I'm just gonna say no." You don't really want me. You're just gravitating towards me because I'm free, and the one you really want isn't. So yeah, that's kind of how evenings go.
Okay. After your show is your movie is over, Riley. Like do you discuss the film, or do you go to bed right away, or like what do you do?
They're artsy. They sit and they talk about the themes, and again, they're up for a while, at least talking about both themes and how the themes are communicated through the art. They they sit there for a minute, um, just making sure everything is okay. I just make sure like talking about through all of it. They're just like, well, all right. So what did this color like? What did this lighting choice mean to you, or like this composition of like this,
Oh my god.
that,
The
that?
curtains were blue.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. They are hard art nerds. I don't think either of them. You know, I think Finn might have actually did some art or did like some art school and then dropped out, while Riley did none at all. So I think like that's where Riley sort of got the little nuggets of like official like terminology, but it's a lot of just yeah color theory and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I think this is the first chill night Riley's had in a minute where like things feel normal, and for at least a little bit, they're not a night.
You get to be a normal human person.
For now.
For now.
Um, I guess I want to take a moment. Do, do, does Riley and Finn, do they like, do you have like canvases or whatever set up in like in the living room, or do you both like keep that kind of in your own room?
I think there's art supplies everywhere. um, yeah, I think the organization is loose and maybe at best defined by medium.
Um, what are the differences between like Riley and Finn's artwork?
I think uh, I think Riley's artwork is in a lot of ways simpler and focuses more on use of like simple shapes and colors to help express emotions, in which I think Finn has a better eye for hard detail. Like I think if you need someone to make like like make a good sunset, you get or like some nature stuff, you get Riley. I think if you want someone to make like a very good detailed like portrait of a person, you get Finn. And I think that comes like I think that like is one of Riley's biggest like frustrations. Like I never been able to just nail these things as well.
Mm.
But yeah, I think they even probably both of them probably were just sketching and like just drawing little abstract stuff during the movie that just that popped in their head or that they saw of like I'd like to try to make this real quick. Let me do this the roughest outlines.
Okay, yeah, I love it. I think so. There's one like canvas, or well, one not a canvas, but a big sketchbook on an easel that's set up in the corner, and it is Finn's like fourth attempt at drawing the silver Millennium Knight for like he got there they got commissioned for it, right? And um but they're having a hard time doing it because the suits that the Millennium Knights wear are a little more abstract than what Finn's used to drawing.
Mm-hmm. Um, yeah. So I noticed you're working on that. Are you like I know you normally you'll take any commission, but like, are you having any trouble with that one? Because maybe I might be able to put some insight or help out.
I might actually. It was supposed to be done a while ago, but I've been struggling with it, and like I haven't like taken on any new commissions in a long time, but I just haven't been able to finish this one. And
Right. So what parts are like? Because I mean, this normally something like this should knock out like that. what about it's giving you some trouble? What's giving you the
I,
blues?
I think it's the fact that like this is a helmet, not like a face where I can draw eyes and cheekbones and things that are familiar.
So, I think one of the things that's going to help you really sell this is the emotion in like of the poses. Like, do you remember when we were kids and we used to try to make our own comic book? Like, one of the best things you could do right now is like if you because like look at the Silver Knight. Like, there's a lot of confidence there that I think like if you were to compare it to some of the other ones, especially some of those new ones, like you could do like I think if you were to like take the pose from a different angle, that would put you in a much better place to start off with. And then
What
I
do you
think,
mean compared to the other ones in confidence?
well,
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think Callisto might be the only one who actually has self-confidence in general.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
no,
oh, never mind.
yeah, no, because like if I were to keep going with that train of thought, which I sort of tried to hop off of it, it turns into like, well, like this red one's like, and like could list something very like maybe a little too in depth of a read if you're just someone who has seen them like around.
Right.
Like, you know, this red one definitely has like some definitely like it's still very new, but has a very like has a lot of potential that you could show through the art, or like the like unbridled energy of the Pink Knight, or like there's a
I
certain
feel like the
wisdom.
unbridled energy of the Pink Knight is not necessarily that hard of a read if you've ever seen the Pink Knight. But the red and the white I could get, yeah.
Yeah, like the like wisdom and also sadness in the way the White Knight carries himself. And then like if you look to the yellow, Riley stops like, what good thing can I say about the yellow? And then like hits the Black Knight, and it's like, anyway. So back to the Silver Knight, like that. It is,
Oh,
yeah.
Riley.
Very Riley is.
Riley, babe. No, honey.
I love
it's
Riley.
fine.
Riley's the sad clown. We'll cheer everyone up.
Oh.
That that's great. And I like Riley like starts to realize, you know, you might be giving a little too much away, and then you start thinking about the Black Knight, which you haven't really
Ow.
wanted to think too much about Mocha, and but Finn doesn't like notice that you start going into because you start talking about the emotions and the confidence of the Silver Knight, and he goes, you know, they go into art mode, and they start
Yeah, yeah.
they start thinking, oh, like if I just this and I think I can, and it's just you know, art mode starts clicking in, and they
Yeah, the hyper focus is taken over.
yeah.
Gone into a fugue state, and you will emerge 4 hours later with a completed drawing. No idea how it got there.
Are there any works that like Riley's currently struggling with that are partially done?
I think Riley has been working on one that once again would normally be really simple, something you know, like I think it would be like a field of flowers or something like that, and it's just like just not coming together. Like it's I think too rough, like not as soft as the like line work calls for. Definitely like has a bit more edges and roughness to it. Um, I think just Riley cannot just relax enough to make it as soft as it needs to be.
Yeah, I know nothing about art. That fugue state was a reference to something one of my friends said.
Oh no, it's not wrong. You're right. I am not a traditional artist in the way like my partners are. I do music for fun and easy, but like yeah, they'll just disappear mentally for a few hours and then they'll be done with something. I'm like, oh, terrifying.
That can be how it feels. Um, is there anything that Riley or Callisto want to do with their own free time?
I want to see. I want to check back in with the professor and see if she's gotten anything else.
Charlie.
Yeah, I want to check in the status of like the other dimension.
Okay.
I'm hoping that like the next day is moderately free in the morning at least, so we can both go in and be like, hey, like, hi Riley, hi Callisto. I'm gonna go work on Charlie. I'm gonna go talk to the professor. Cool.
So I think the professor's been like, will tell you like through text, like if you reach out, that I guess, is it a group chat that you have?
I mean, we do have a group chat.
That you're talking through to the professor through, so like everybody can see
I
this.
feel like we have a group chat, but we also have DMs so that Albert can go and do his personal business.
Lord. Therapy hour with Albin.
But the professor will talk about the like these they're having trouble like distilling down the energy signatures of different dimensions. Like now that they know there's dimensions, they can, so like she can look for them and she can find them, but like figuring them out and distilling down like what is a little more difficult. And I think like she'll tell you that she's trying to use like the energy signature of like the Millennium Knights or like the Millennium Stones to trace the dimension, right? Like maybe I can track Mocha by using this. But so far it hasn't worked. But she just needs more time.
Would you be able to open up like a door or like a hole to a dimension, even if it's not the right one, so we can get sort of just reads on different energy signatures from other dimensions?
It's theoretically possible with the right combination of power and technology. Like I can certainly try to do that. And I think, you know, like it might be a lot easier because I think I have like an example of like the Charlie, this mechanoid, like it might be able to help me do this. Like just because the tech is a little more advanced than like what I'm normally using, and I think I have some ideas for that. If that's what we want to do, I can do that.
Well, if you need someone to test out the you know, if you need someone to go in and out to make sure they work, I volunteer. I offer myself up first.
You volunteer as tribute.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay, get your butt out of camera.
You know, I need to make sure Milk is okay.
Loki, darling.
Okay. Yeah. I'm concerned about her too. Hopefully we can find her.
Yeah.
I want to finish with two more things. The first one is Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
Someone knocks on your door.
Okay. I feel like this isn't that uncommon because there's like a bunch of different people who live here. So
Right.
I'll open it and be like, yeah, hi.
It's your brother.
Okay. Like, oh, hey Ryan, what's up?
Oh, I got caught up in studying, and I was kind of hoping I could crash here because I don't really feel like going all the way across town.
Yeah, that's fair. The couch is always open. And you know, I don't know if anybody else is like gonna be back tonight. Otherwise, I'd offer one of their rooms. But
Oh no, the couch is fine. That'd be awesome.
yeah, that's no problem. Everything
Thanks.
okay?
Yeah, just tired.
Okay.
And Ryan will.
Does he have a weird glowing coming from his chest?
Yeah, right.
No,
Okay.
no. Ryan will, you let him in, and he'll crash on the couch. And the second thing is later that night in Callisto's apartment, we see Yuxi walk into Callisto's room as she's sleeping, and she holds up a pink negative energy card.
Where did she
And
get that?
Places
Oh, is it
it.
Copybot? Fucking Copybot, damn it! At first I was like, oh, Yuxi came into my room. I
You're
mean,
like,
she's allowed
betrayal.
And places it approximately above your heart, on your chest. And that
to do
is
that.
where
Do I
we're
keep
gonna.
sleeping?
Yes, you do keep
Okay, cool.
sleeping. You
Cool.
you don't wake up or
I
immediately
don't
anything.
wake up by being assimilated. I just get to keep sleeping through it. Good. Cool. Hi. Ow!
Takes a second to get bored.
Sir!
Yeah.
My brain immediately is like, ah, yes, I'm being Norded.
No, Aqua.
I'm already
Norded!
Stand
Oh,
over.
wow. Anyway.
Shout out to my boy Zigbar.
And yes, that is where we're gonna end for tonight.
I wonder if they picked Callisto because Callisto is like the most apparently open, but I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be fun because Callisto is not going to be any less of a chaos gremlin just because she is on their side now.
Yeah, no.
She will still 100% still be Callisto.
Callisto's a cannon. You just have to point her in a certain direction.
It's just she's not. I feel like she's not a cannon. She's more like
A whirlwind.
yeah,
A bomb.
like a whirlwind, Like you try your best to like or something that's like less naturally powered than a whirlwind because like you can kind of direct it.
It's like a bomb
But in the
from
end,
Mario,
it's-
and they got
it's-
little feet, so they just kind of go back
Oh,
and
it's a
forth.
bomb. She's
Exactly.
a bomb.
And eventually, it can
Eventually it
sometimes
blows
benefit you, or eventually it'll hurt you. Who knows? She can't be. She's got little leggies. It's gonna keep her going.
I feel like she's just gonna basically be the same person. It's just that the people that she views as like her allegiance, her allies and her enemies have just swapped. So like she's gonna be like chilling with Helios and being like, ah yes, my good friends, let us be friends. And oh, you want this thing? Okay, cool. I mean, I'm not doing anything Saturday. I can help you go get the thing. But also, she's not going to actively try to hurt any of the knights either.
A fight breaks out, and Callisto is just like, all right, guys, you should come join the winning side.
Come on, guys. I made cookies.
Right. Like, the thing is like, they don't. Yuxi was there at the junkyard and was quote unquote easy to copy, but they don't know which night they have, like, personality wise, they don't know that Callisto is going to resist very hard
She's not
on
exactly
hurting
going.
anybody.
No, she's not going to resist. She'll be fine.
She's just
She'll be-
naturally resistant.
She is the one who will change the
rule.
least.
Right.
She's just
that's
naturally resistant to rules. To
Yes,
power.
that. She is resistant to authority and rules in general, regardless of which side she's on.
Yeah.
Maybe
Destroy
the-
our enemies.
maybe
Do
the
I
most
have to?
Can I
resistant
wait?
chaotic
I mean,
neutral
have
I've
you
ever
tried
encountered.
talking to them?
Yeah.
Have you tried tea? Tea is very good at making people less aggressive. Like, just have a tea party. It'll be fine. And you know, if tea party doesn't work out, then maybe we can do a little bit of the punchies, because I know you like your punchies.
Callisto's just gonna be like. Callisto's
I'm
just
so
gonna
excited.
like
I'm
I'm
almost
imagining.
disappointed that I've made Callisto as much of a cluster fluff as she is, because it means that I can't play something like my suave vampire villainess from when I guested it at somebody else's campaign as I guessed it in one of my friends' campaigns as the big bad, because they were not good at playing evil characters. They were just like, I feel like I can't quite understand their motivations enough, and I feel like you'd do a better job. And I'm like, I mean, I've definitely consumed a lot more media with villains that are charismatic and am able to pull that off. So yes, I will be your vampire villainess for your Curse of Strahd reboot, because they killed Strahd and then they wanted to pull them back into Ravenloft, and they were like, I want a new vampire, and I was like, okay.
A new vampire.
It was so good.
Yeah, I think
Oh my
what is
god,
it?
she's literally entrapped her.
Yeah.
Yep. The hard yep.
Yeah, I'm like delighted for when like we meet up with Callisto and she's gonna be like, yeah, so I work for Madame Helios now, and we're gonna be like,
yeah,
yeah.
Callisto.
like
Okay,
Callisto, like they're
Callisto.
no, like we won't be like okay, it'll just be like she'll just blatantly be like, yeah, I work for I work for the other team now, because she was so ready to tell everybody that she was a Millennium Knight.
Well, she'll probably go to work tomorrow like everything's normal. And then like if something happens, she'll like show up on the other side and be like, "Hey guys." And they'll be
I mean,
like, "Callisto."
they could. So if I were the evil villain and I got Callisto, and I knew that Callisto worked with Tex, right? I would just be like, all right, Callisto, your mission is to convert Tex. Like, if I were the evil mastermind, that's what I would do.
Callisto, here's a magic thing. If you put it on Tex's chest, it'll help them.
It'll make Tex your friend.
It'll make
Yeah.
Tex your friend. But Tex is already my friend.
No,
Friend,
Tex is no
yeah.
longer your friend.
Just because like I'm working like in a different office doesn't mean I can't have the same friends. That's not how this works. We're still friends.
All right. I
Oh,
do need to
God.
sign out because I do
Yes,
need to go
right.
to bed. So
I'm very
Fair.
excited.
I do double stream killing.
right, and so I'm gonna sign out, starting with our Red Knight. Cassie, where can people find you on the internet?
Hey there, I am Artemis. I am on Twitter at ArtemisHP, and I am a variety streamer here on Twitch at Artemis Harp, like the instrument. I don't play instruments or sing on. Well, I mean sometimes I hum, but like that's incidental. But yeah, I stream Mondays, Tuesdays, and Saturdays when I'm not doing this with you guys. I play a bunch of different games. This Monday, I will be doing a one-shot of the Alien tabletop RPG. So if you want to see me get eaten by a xenomorph, you should definitely come check me out at about 7:30 p.m.
Eaten by a xenomorph, okay.
Big mouth or
Awesome.
little mouth?
Yes.
Callisto, where can we find you on the internet?
Hello, my name is Kat. I am at Vindifully on most things on the internet, including Twitch. It is very nicely spelled right beneath me. I try to stream on Mondays and Thursdays on Twitch 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I did manage to stream this Monday, but I did not manage to stream this Thursday. It's been a little up in the air since Sings died, but I'm working on it. And if I do end up streaming and you happen upon me, you should come hang out and chill and shout at me in the chat because I like talking to people.
And Riley.
Hey, I'm Dare. You can find me on Twitter at NBDare, ENBYDARE. I don't stream regularly. I just sort of do one shot, so you can find me in random corners of the internet. Twitter's the best place to keep up with me. And I did just do a charity game of Thirsty Sword Lesbians with the Friends Who Roll Dice, so check out that VOD if you are so inclined and help.
It's hilarious. It's chaotic. They set someone on fire with birthday candles.
Yeah. I implore you
I'm
to check that out.
imagining that they
and
deserved
donate
it.
some money.
I don't know.
Oh, they super did.
Okay, I showed up like right at the end, so I wasn't sure, but I'm glad to know that not only was it a lovely pyro incident, it was a deserved pyro incident.
But please check out Friends Who Roll Dice. I know every Friday this week they are doing charity streams to help raise money for Austin and the surrounding Texas area after the winter storms. We've already almost crushed our charity goal of $300 for this month, so if you can, help out there.
Awesome. And I am Nerdy Teddy. You can find me at Twitter or on Twitter at Nerdy Teddy. You can also find me here 3 times a week in Rift's Ballad of Fates, running Beyond the Void, and of course running Millennium Nights Turbo Jungle. You can also find me Monday nights over on the Bardic Nox channel playing Yu-Gi-Oh! At my usual time of 8 p.m. EST. I also have some games. You can find the link in the chat or in my Twitter bio. Tonight we are going to raid Off the Table. I want to make sure I'm spelling that right.
We're storming the castle. Think it'll work?
It'll take a miracle.
Yes!
I just want to make sure I'm spelling that right because I closed the window.
Hello, Loki. Do you want to come up and say goodbye? Do you want to come up and say goodbye? He's like, Mom, don't pick me up. I don't like being picked up, Mom. He does not like... He tolerates it when I pick him up sometimes, but he is not fantastically
And
happy
we
by it.
will
cat.
see you next week.
I am being
Everybody,
attacked in the face with the tail.
bye.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.
The tail.